The future is ours.
Hey guys, it's Luna, and if you don't already know who I am, I'm a streamer slash YouTuber. I've previously been a Hearthstone Grandmaster, and I've made the World Championship 3 times. And today we have a awesome video. We have a card reveal, and it's not just one card. We have 3 new cards. They're all Paladin cards, and they're all highly synergistic with each other. So without further ado, let's get into the first card, shall we? So the first card we have here is Gore, Dancing King. It's a 5 mana 3/3 with lifesteal. Death Rattle, swap this with a minion from your hand and give it lifesteal. So this wording might be a little bit confusing for you. So even when it dies, it actually will go back to your hand. It doesn't actually die. It swaps with the minion in your hand. Now, typically, this card is going to be really cool for playing into big Paladin, maybe getting out something like Noyotron, or some other big type minions like Leviathan. This card is also highly synergistic if you're going to go for a big Paladin deck, and you can run cards like Frontline as well to give it more synergy. We actually have some gameplay video given to us by Blizzard to kind of show you the effects, so let's get into that, shall we?
The light bends to my sweet moves. Dance off. You will be crushed beneath the endless tide. Feeble prawns.
Another cool thing about this card is that it also has lifesteal and gives a minion that it swaps in your hand in lifesteal as well. So if you're going to be running a big Paladin deck, you're probably going to run into issues of facing aggro, and you're going to need a little bit more staying power in order to try and claw your way back in. So the lifesteal from this can help give you a lot more ability to stay in the game. And also if you're getting out like rush minions as well, cards like Leviathan, you can get that lifesteal right away. So when you attack with it, you'll get a 3 HP lifesteal, and when you attack a Leviathan, you'll get another HP lifesteal, so you can just get some more staying power to help you against those faster decks as well. So the next card we have here is a Noyotron. It's a 9 mana 3/6 with Taunt, Divine Shield, Death Rattle, summon 3/1/2 mechs with Taunt and Divine Shield, which of course are Noyotrons. So this card kind of reminds me of Giggling Inventor. If you don't remember Giggling Inventor, it was a 5 mana card that summoned to 1/2 Divine Shield taunts, and that card was very, very strong back in the day. And part of the reason why it makes it so strong is because these Noyotrons are very hard to clear. So even after you kill this minion, you're going to get a lot more minions. Now, the price on this card is pretty hefty, right? You're spending 9 mana for a 3/6, and you're only just getting minions out of it. This card kind of goes back to the Gore, Dancing King, which can be used in conjunction with this. Another way to like cheat this out. Another cool card that you can use in Big Paladin, because I think that there aren't a lot of great Big Paladin cards at the moment, especially with rotation happening. We're going to have a much smaller pool, so this card's going to help you give some more top end to your Big Paladin deck. And it also has Taunt and Divine Shield. So again, going back to, I think the biggest issue with the Big Paladin decks is aggro matchups. So if you're able to cheat this out early, you're going to be able to get a lot more staying power and have a lot more game against aggro. Now, this card is actually very highly synergistic with the next card that I'm about to show you, Lead Dancer. Now, Lead Dancer is a 6 mana 4/2 with Death Rattle. Summon a minion from your deck with less attack than this minion. So this card is going to go in conjunction with the Noyotron. It's going to be able to cheat it out. You're essentially paying 6 mana for a minion. That's going to draw your card and immediately play your 9-drop. This card also isn't even bad with the Gore Dancing King, because even if you were to swap this with the Gore, this card will get out an Noyotron, assuming that you build your deck accordingly. Now this card is really interesting because Big Paladin already has some drawbacks when it comes to deck building. You're going to have to play a high density of expensive minions in order to get a good payoff for your Gore Dancing King and other cards like Cavalry Horn, for example. But the cool thing about Lead Dancer is that it's a Death Rattle, so even if you were to cheat this card out early, or if like it's not exactly Noyotron, this card can get out a Noyotron, which is really nice. And it also helps you, like, it doesn't really help you, I guess, but it does make deck building a lot more interesting. You're a lot more limited. You can't run cards like Knight of Appointment, because obviously if you're running cheap minions, then this card no longer gets out a 9-drop, it only gets a 1-drop. So to me, Big Paladin's going to be a deck where we're going to have a lot of spells, and we're going to only focus on just a few minions. So it's going to be kind of an interesting deck to build in that sense. So I just wanted to show you guys all 3 of the new cards just kind of in one slide so we can kind of see them all together. Of course, the feature card is Gore Dancing King. It's the new legendary. It works pretty well with Lead Dancer and Noyotron. And then Lead Dancer obviously is good with the Noyotron. And the cool thing about Lead Dancer is that it can summon a Gore as well. So there are actually two different ways that you can go with building these big Paladin decks. We can either omit the Noyotron and just focus on Gore. That way lead dancer always gets Gore, and then Gore can pull out a Neptulon or something huge early on. Or we can go the other route and have more ways of getting out big minions, so we can play lead dancer, sometimes gets out Gore, sometimes gets out Noyotron. I kind of prefer that way because I think a Noyotron's a pretty strong card. There are a lot of counters to it, like Corner, for example, that can silence it, or Starfish, so you might want to watch out for those. This looks like to be a very Death Rattle-centric deck, so I don't know, it seems interesting. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and check out my YouTube. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed.